Welcome back to Podcast Crusaders. I'm Worst Panther. I'm joined here with Dark Shogun
Hello.
and One Crusader.
Hello.
Oh, Jesus
And-
Christ.
Is that cut out?
What? No? What? Huh?
Okay.
All
I
right.
felt
Anyway,
like it cut out.
technical difficulties. Today we're going to be talking about some gaming news, general stuff. We're going to run through some Halo Combat Evolved, just launched on PC. We're going to talk about Apex. It's kind of making a comeback-ish, in our group at least. And then Destiny's bringing back Trials. Is it good? Is it bad? You'll have to wait till they have the podcast. Haha, losers. Now you have to watch the whole thing. Got it. So, how's everyone doing? It's been a while.
I want
It's
to
been
die.
too long. I've forgotten what existence is like. Without the podcast, I've been entirely lost.
I don't exist
yeah.
without the podcast.
Quite for Destiny. Like you had like an
Well-
existential crisis.
Well, technically that's true. We don't exist on the podcast. Anybody who's listening to this doesn't know us. We don't exist unless
We're
they're
just-
listening to the podcast.
We're just
So
fragments
while-
of the Matrix.
So while we are not uploading these episodes of the podcast, we don't exist in like 99% of the global population's lives. Therefore, that's like over half. So rounding up is 100%, which means that we 100% don't exist when we don't make podcasts.
Damn. That shit deep.
Your method-
Just some big facts for you right there. You're welcome.
On that note,
99%. That's like about half.
I said it's over half.
Oh, no,
Well,
no,
so
no.
therefore, you
You
can round
overestimated that, actually. It's just about half. Little above.
Really?
if you have 99%, you round up. That's 100. So 99 plus 100 is 199. You divide that by 3 among the 3 of us, and that is whatever that number is. We'll say like 70 or something, or 60, 68 something. Now,
69's a funny
68.
number.
yeah, we'll say 69 for the meme. Now, if you multiply that again by 2, because we've had 2 episodes of the podcast, what is that?
Nowadays,
138 people don't know we exist. 138%
Welcome to the Podcast Crusaders, where we
Yeah,
introduce a topic and then start talking about
And-
mathematical enigmas.
Yeah, 138% people don't know we exist.
Multiply that by 3 again because Half-Life 3 is coming out.
Ah, shit, it is, isn't it?
Half-Life 3 is finally confirmed, baby.
Isn't that coming to VR?
Yeah, it's a VR
so
game.
I should
I'm-
give it a try. 'Cause I do have a VR headset.
I applied for a credit card recently, so I'm gonna fuck my credit immediately by getting a Valve Index.
I already have
And,
I have an Oculus. Do you think does it run an Oculus?
No, an
that's-
Oculus. Oculus is like, okay, so imagine like you're in war, right? An Oculus is like a stick, and an Index is like an AR-15. I don't know why I thought of that analogy, but there you go.
I have like the Oculus Quest. He actually runs that pretty good. Like I played Super Hot in that for a while. It was fun.
I have a VR headset that I can use with my iPhone.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's like if mine's a
More
stick,
power-
yours is like a stick of dirt.
No, if yours is a stick and the index is an AR-15, the one that I have are the codes to nuclear warfare. All right, mine.
Yeah, but no
mine
one knows
is-
what they are. It's in a different language.
I know what they are.
You know what the nuclear codes are?
Yes.
Can you tell me? No reason. No specific reason. I just like, curiosity.
For the viewers.
All right. Well, speaking of warfare,
Or
Halo
listen. Combat
Combat Evolved just came out on PC.
That's a good transition.
That was a nice segue. I don't know how we're going to get over to that.
I hear you have some pretty strong feelings about this topic specifically, Crusader.
So what have they changed? Because if it's this bad, something has to change.
Well, it's not bad in that it's like game-breakingly bad and I'm never going to buy it because it sucks. It's bad because it just proves that, yet again, 343 Industries is a bunch of incompetent, brain-dead monkeys, and Halo Infinite is screwed. So, basically, I'm going to start explaining this, because I don't know if you guys know.
No,
When Halo Combat Evolved was, like, when they remastered it way back in, like, 2014, I think it was.
For the Master Chief Collection?
No, not for the Master Chief Collection, for it by itself.
I think
And
that was
also-
2010.
Also for the Master Chief Collection. Anyways, when they remastered Halo Combat Evolved, they didn't use the original Xbox port by Bungie. They used the PC port by Gearbox, which sucks. But it's because the Xbox port is so much better, people say, but I wouldn't know because I played it when I was like 4 years old. But anyways, they used the PC port for the Anniversary Edition and for Master Chief Collection for Halo Combat Evolved.
So you would think that the PC port would be good on PC.
You would think, but you remember the issues that Halo Reach had when it came out, how it had all these audio issues and shit like that. Matchmaking issues are still just as bad as ever. Pretty much any issue you can find with Halo Reach when it launched is also noticeable with Halo Combat Evolved.
Oh.
Nice.
The controls are fucky wucky. The controller
Yeah,
is
I heard that like
completely-
melee was Q or something. I was watching one of.
yeah, it's fucking retarded. And the controller is still dominant over the mouse and keyboard on the PC port, which is weird. You would think, again, that the PC port would work fine because it was derived from an Xbox port, which was derived from a PC port originally. But 343 has somehow messed everything up again, and it just Halo Infinite's gonna suck. I am not looking forward to Halo Infinite at all anymore.
I mean, they've been working on it for 5 years.
That's 5 years for them to fuck it up. Like, let's look at Halo.
How long did they work on Halo 5?
On Halo 5?
Here, I'm going to look up
Halo-
how long it took Halo 5 to complete
3
production.
years. 3 or 4 years.
Not long enough.
3 or 4 years. Because it came out in 2015, right?
But you also got to consider, like, 5 years of development, but they're also making it for a brand new console.
True. That should mean they have more power, though. They can
And
do more.
and an Xbox One port and a PC port.
Okay, yeah, it took 5 years for them to develop Halo 5. Or 3, sorry.
That's-
3.
3 years, yeah.
Yeah.
So they have almost double the time.
Double the time to fuck it
God,
up.
God. Also, multiplayer is coming out a year after campaign. That's
Huh?
The rumor.
Yeah.
This is rumor. Rumors that campaign's coming out this fall, right? Multiplayer the next year.
Fuck. Oh my god.
So that means
I-
they're working.
I hope multiplayer
Infinite.
is a $50 DLC.
No, they said it was,
I want
They
to
said it's
pay
what rumors
to just. I want to pay to have my ass eaten in Griffball.
So basically, Halo Infinite's going to release for a full $80 price tag, $60 if you're American, and
With hopefully
you're
a-
only getting a fifth of a Halo game at launch. Is what you're saying, pretty much, because it's only going to be campaign. Or are they going to add? Like, do they have Firefight or Forge or anything? Or
we don't know.
Forge,
I
Okay.
just assume,
Forge is an extra
I would-
25. If you want
I would
Firefight,
assume-
that's an entirely different game.
I would assume you wouldn't get any of those because those are usually on multiplayer maps.
yeah, that's
But also
a
we-
multiplayer bit.
We don't know how quick. Even with this rumor, we don't know how quickly multiplayer comes in because it just says the year, like in 20, like this is 2020, right?
Yeah,
Last time I
Fall
checked.
Multiplayer 2021. So that could be January 20, or it could be December 20.
or it could be December. Yeah, fuck
Yeah.
me.
What's the most awkward month for releasing shit?
Probably like
August?
May or August. Yeah.
August
think
of
more-
2021.
You would think that more people would release stuff in the summer though, when kids have like school off or whatever, and more time to play games. You would think people would release more stuff there, but no.
Of course
No, the
not.
best
No, that'd
time
be
to
smart.
release
That's
games-
smart marketing. You think that's a good idea?
The best time to release games is, of course, like October.
Yeah,
Whatever.
November, December,
Get ready
anytime
for that
before
Christmas rush.
Yeah, you gotta
Yeah.
have it out before Christmas, pretty much.
Yeah.
Anyways, another issue with Combat Evolved is that everybody was complaining. You know how everybody complained that when Reach launched on PC, it was rushed. People were like, it was rushed. They didn't take their time with it.
Yeah.
Combat Evolved released 2 months later. And
So Halo 2 in 2 months.
Halo 2 in 2 months, Halo 3. Hopefully Halo 3 comes out on PC after Infinite's launch. Because Halo, like, I can understand why they would put out Combat Evolved in 2 so fast, because I can play Combat Evolved in 2 right now. Like, right now if I wanted to on my PC.
Yeah.
Because they already exist on PC, but I don't know. I'm really, really scared for Halo's future. Halo Infinite's going to be like the last nail in the coffin, I think.
They'd also like it'd be smart for them to take more time and care into bringing Halo 3 onto PC, especially because if you look at the fan bases, I'd say the largest majority of fans say Halo 3 is their favorite.
Mm-hmm.
Also,
So-
isn't 3 already on PC though? Through
Is it?
like
No, it's not.
but wasn't there like a like some guy made Halo 3 on PC basically?
Maybe? I've never heard of it.
Project Cartographer or something?
His name's Jim
No, that was
from
Halo
HR.
2.
No, oh no.
Halo 2 was Project Cartographer. You can download that and play it right now. For anybody who's impatient and waiting for Halo 2, just look up Project Cartographer. You're welcome. But But yeah, no, that's Halo 2. Halo 3 was never on PC.
Oh, but yeah, I'd imagine that for a proper port...
El Dorito. That's what it is. El Dorito.
El Dorito.
Oh, yeah, shit, that is true. Right. Well, I mean, yeah. I don't think that's like the actual Halo 3. I think it's just a mod that's like based on Halo 3.
It's basically Halo 3, though. Is the idea.
It's basically Halo 3.
An actual port they'd have to take a lot of time and like energy into, because if they screw up Halo 3,
you're fucked.
Yeah, they're gonna get lynched.
Oh yeah, people love Halo 3. People hold it dear to their hearts. I hold it dear to my heart because I played it when I was a kid, and like they really better take their time with it because it's even older than Halo Reach.
Yeah. What was your first Halo game, Crusader?
2.
Was it Combat
Evolved? But I played 2 first, technically, but I played Combat Evolved through entirely. That was the first Halo game I completed.
My first was Reach.
Yeah, likewise.
It was late in the cycle.
Yeah, I started very young.
you were born at a young age.
I had a very skewed childhood. Shooting aliens at 5 years old. Not joking.
This is not a game. This is not a game. I saw a UFO tried to take my dog. I grabbed the old 45 from the pantry, loaded that shit, and started just firing into the night sky.
And that's why aliens don't invade us anymore, because I fucking scared them off.
Because a 5-year-old with a 45 came out to his backyard and just started firing at the Armada. They're like about to plan like a full-scale invasion. Crusader runs out with like a little pistol.
Like, we didn't plan for this.
They have defense systems.
Soon.
It seems they have defenses. My God.
I have a question, Crusader.
What's up?
You remember, so when Halo Reach launched on PC, they had like a battle pass system for the Reach armor. Is that still in the game?
It is. I haven't checked though to see what they put in the new season. I'm actually gonna look that up.
Halo Reach has a battle pass?
So instead of getting credits, you level up your battle pass and get the.
Yo, when's the Halo Reach battle royale?
Basically,
I want to floss on all the elites.
It's the way it worked. It was really redundant. It was basically another extra step into unlocking your armor. Every time you leveled up, you would get an unlock token, and then you would take that to your battle pass and unlock a tier, which would give you a bit of Halo Reach armor. It was basically
just unlock the armor.
Yeah, it was entirely redundant. All they had to do was just say every time you level up, you unlock a piece of armor. But instead, they had this weird battle pass that wasn't actually a battle pass.
You had to choose which tier to unlock. But no.
Yeah, but it was all on a straight track anyway, so it's not like you could actually choose what to unlock. You had to level up and get to a certain level to be able to unlock the specific armor you wanted. And it was another issue was that XP gains were capped really low, so you could perform your ass off. You could be the sweatiest guy, get like 50 kills out of a 100 kill cap Slayer match, and you would only get the same amount of XP as the guy who was on the bottom of the leaderboard and got 10 kills and then sat in the corner for the rest of the game. It was a joke. They did double XP weekends like all the time, but it's just they don't know what they're doing. They shouldn't have done a battle pass. It should have just been unlocked when you level up. But they did a battle pass because I'm pretty sure they only did it because all the good games do it. Yeah. You know, game is good if it has battle pass.
Battle pass equal game good.
Yeah, pretty much. It's a joke.
I can't wait for the new Elder Scrolls game to have a battle pass.
It wouldn't surprise me. Wouldn't you surprise me if it was like an in-canon like quest line where you literally
like every time you level up, you have to go to like some mage in the far corner of like.
No, but like I can imagine like there's like a Fighters Guild style thing, and then there's like a track like a bunch of like there's a track of rewards for X amount of people you kill, right? Yeah, and then once you kill 10 people, you get your first reward pass. You get this.
The Dark Brotherhood has a battle pass. It's not even like changed. It's not even changed. Like the name's still Battle Pass. The voice lines of the characters like we have a battle pass. You complete this amount of contracts, then we'll give you this little heap of.
We'll give you this.
I don't fucking know. A leather cap. There.
Leather cap.
We'll let you change your skin color.
Because you can't do that in character customization. Oh man, I am actually really worried for Elder Scrolls 6 as well. With how Fallout 76 is being handled. Crap. Like, that's
Fallout 76 is just a meme at this point.
They
I'm
keep
looking
making
at,
whole deeper, dude.
What was the newest update for that? Hold on.
There hasn't been one in a while.
Has there not? What was the latest? There has to have been something within the last 6 months.
The last big one was Battle Royale.
Was it?
They delayed the Wastelander update.
Man, alright.
Like April. They thought they could compete with Cyberpunk.
I'm looking at the Halo subreddit right now, looking at people's issues with Comet Evolve. I got audio issues at launch, same with Halo Reach. Bullet spread is completely fucked for somehow. It's even worse than it was on the Xbox and PC ports.
That's
Achievements
impressive.
are messed up, so that if you complete the first mission, you don't get an achievement, and then when you complete the third mission, you get an achievement for completing the first, which is just... I don't know how you can mess that up.
That's impressive.
A lot of people having issues that Steam says that Combat Evolved is installed, but when
it's
you
not.
go into the actual client in the game, it doesn't let you access it. What else? Somebody got a Halo 3 ODST achievement when they launched the game in Combat Evolved, even though you can't get fucking... I assume it's an Xbox issue, but fuck. People are saying there's dotty shadows on and around characters. A Halo 3 ODST achievement, though. I don't know how that makes sense at all, but whatever. Anyways.
I'm looking at the patch notes for 76. The January 14th patch note is really long. Like, they had to fix a lot, and there's still more patch notes.
Is that the one where they ban people for fixing their game for them?
I don't know.
Probably. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised either. But yeah, it's just a mess. I really hope they don't screw up Elder Scrolls 6.
Yep, but let's be
their
real.
reputation would be destroyed if they did that, like,
It already
entirely.
is destroyed.
It's
The
already destroyed.
Fallout fans have lost faith entirely. It's the Elder Scrolls fans are like hanging on by a thin string.
Yeah, I would also say they just have lost.
Elder Scrolls fans are just going to go back to Skyrim.
There's more mods in there, too.
Yeah.
Skyrim's just... It's a superior video game. Oh, man.
I mean,
Rip Fallout, though.
if you make an Elder Scrolls 6 with, like, just Skyrim systems improved skills trees, more quests, bigger world, more quest lines, like, more secrets, more dungeons, just more. You don't even have to, like, innovate, just more.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. They could just take Skyrim, fix all the bugs, and then re-release Skyrim as Elder Scrolls 6.
Elder Scrolls 6 has the potential to be better than Skyrim. Will it be?
It does.
Probably
No.
not.
No, they'll fuck it up.
Yeah. Well, it's also Skyrim is no matter what. Like, even if you don't say that Skyrim is the best game that Bethesda has actually put out, you have to acknowledge that Elder Scrolls 5 is an extremely high bar for them to try to clear.
Mhm.
With all the hype
yes.
that people have been, with all the
There's a
love
reason-
that it
there's a
has, with how much it's still played, and how much Elder Scrolls 6 is
There
being
are a lot
hyped
of
up
that.
as like, oh, this is going to be the next Skyrim of our generation. It's like,
I mean, it's not getting as much hype as, like, Cyberpunk. That's what I'm surprised about, is that Cyberpunk isn't able to pass through that.
yeah. Well,
That game is fucking insane.
I
CD
don't-
Projekt Red has never had I don't think ever, probably have, but, like, CD Projekt Red is, like, one of the most loved companies right now, simply because they have yet to fuck up. So if Cyberpunk fucks up, that's gonna be a heartbreak for a lot of players.
yeah,
But I don't think it.
I have a feeling that there's going to be something for Elder Scrolls 6 this E3. I'd be surprised if there wasn't.
We had an announcement last E3, right?
No, I think it was 2 years ago, was it not?
Was it really? No, I had it in last year.
Either way, there. Yeah, we were given an announcement of it. After the announcement though, there wasn't anything. They just sort of like put it off to the side. It's like
that
fallen
was
off the
2018.
radar. It was 2018.
I think so.
Yeah, so 2 years ago.
Holy crap! I thought that was last year.
Well, no, because last year people were saying that we'd get a release date, and they didn't even mention it.
That's true. Damn.
Yeah. You know why?
What?
It's because they're focusing on the battle royale aspect. They're watching like clips of stuff like Apex. And they're just like, let's integrate this into the Elder Scrolls series.
They're making it battle royale in Elder Scrolls 6. No.
They would do that.
Maybe they'll
Just
have
'cause
like
battle royales are good.
yeah, maybe they'll have like something along the lines of the new armor that just came out for Apex.
Speaking of Apex Legends.
Man,
So, Apex has made a pretty big comeback in our group. We kind of got into it. I've been playing non-stop, basically, for like the past month. Armando, you haven't as much, but...
I delve into it. I delve into it.
Yeah.
I
so do
never
you wanna
played
do
Apex.
You've never played
Yeah,
Apex?
Yeah.
That's a lie. I've installed it before. I've done the tutorial, and I got bored and decided I didn't really want to play it. I'm not big on battle royales.
I'm
I
actually
don't
not
enjoy
either.
them.
The only reason I love this game so much is because it's basically Titanfall.
Yeah. And
I love Titanfall too. Yeah, I thought that was fucking amazing, but I could never get behind a battle royale or anything like that. I don't like it.
well,
Fair enough.
I think like with the increase of the DLC characters and stuff. Because when I first tried out Apex, there wasn't a lot
They
of
only had
DLC
one.
characters.
They only had one. It was Watson.
Yeah, they only had Watson, and like there wasn't a ton of versatility to like, or not versatility, variety of squad setups and everything. It was usually just the same people.
Yeah.
But now with more legends available, it's added a lot of diversity towards setups and strats and everything like that. And I think that makes the game a lot more enjoyable.
Yeah.
Because unlike stuff like PUBG or Fortnite, you can't really do anything unique. Everyone can do the same thing. There's nothing unique to whatever you choose. It's entirely luck-based. You get good loot, and if you're at least decent at the game, or good, you have a fighting chance.
Also, I'm just going to reset my mic real quick so I can hear that go. Just real quick.
Yeah.
So, like, with Apex's legends and their abilities and stuff, it adds an extra layer to stuff that you can become skilled at to help you actually help your team in ways... Like, if you're not good... In most Battle Royales, killing is all you can do.
Yeah.
If you're not good at killing...
Play Fortnite!
Yeah, if you're not good at killing, you're not going to win. Just flat out. For Apex, because of the way that it's structured, even if you're not good at killing, you can just play a support character, or you can, like... Yeah, if two of your squad mates are decent, or actually pretty good at killing, you can play someone like Lifeline, who just sits back and heals them when they need it. Or even with someone like Bangalore, you can use like the smokes that she throws or her airstrike and stuff to actually help, even if you're not actually good at using a gun itself.
Yeah,
it adds a layer of playability to battle royales that, so far, of my knowledge, no other battle royale has.
Yeah, I think what's nice about it as well is not only do encounters boil down to figure out where the opponents are, it's figure out what they are and what they're going to do.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's been many times that we've been playing and we'll notice say like a Pathfinder, right? And we know that they have a quick, easy escape route from zipline.
Yeah.
On top of that, the map I think is really well designed. It allows for like great, like it's big enough that you're not running into people every 2 seconds, but it's small enough that you're not running the entire game without seeing it.
Yeah.
And as well, there's not like barren wastelands. There's always something in front of you. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Whereas, like, you look at PUBG, it's like half the map is just plains upon plains upon plains.
That's my biggest
hill plains.
That's my biggest
plains,
issue
hill.
with PUBG, is the map is so big that you can't really find many people.
Yeah.
And
You get down to that. You basically loop for 40 minutes and then
you die. Yeah.
Apex is like drop in, boom, 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 kill a bunch of people, or maybe you just die right away, in which case you just get right into a nice game.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, Apex, I praise this way too much. The pinging system of Apex, it is legitimately phenomenal. Put it in every game. Every game should have this.
They have what?
The Apex pinging system. I don't even
Oh
have to
yeah,
talk to my teammates, and they know exactly what I'm doing.
Mhm.
And they
that
know
is
exactly
really
what I'm
good.
looking at.
I think that was a really good addition.
Plus, also
It's
you get to revive people in a
extremely
battle
useful.
royale, so that if someone dies, they're not out. Like, that's great as well.
Yeah, because that's why I hate about battle royals the most is that when you
die
die,
once,
you get to
done.
watch your teammates have fun playing video games.
Whereas in Apex, you can go and res them.
Yeah, I think Apex does it. Apex's formula does it the best, but I think it doesn't beat out Fortnite's mechanics with the building and shit. Because that's why Fortnite is so popular, is because the building
No, yeah.
it changes up every single encounter. You know what I mean?
I liked Fortnite when it first came out, where everyone was like, I'll build a ramp and a wall. The reason why I stopped playing was because I'd run to people and they'd build a fucking Taj Mahal in front of me.
Yeah,
like,
same here.
yeah,
Construct
so
the
like,
Eiffel Tower and then just
no,
shoot
yeah,
a rocket
literally,
at you.
they're just like, oh look at them, also, they're just either in the sky, they're gone. Like,
Yeah, I agree. I
It's
could never
gotten-
get behind Fortnite because of that reason.
It's gotten a little too insane.
yeah,
Because
people
I'll go
found
in
out
and
how
watch.
to just build.
And like,
I'll go in and watch my little brother be playing Fortnite, and he'll be playing with his buddies in like a custom match. And just the way his fingers are flying across the controller, and I look at the screen, he's already built this fucking huge tower, and his buddies are right behind him building another huge tower. And so I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I can never do this.
What is this?
And that's like normal. Like that's not even competitive play. That's casual.
yeah,
Yeah,
and going back to like the size of the map issue, I think Fortnite's is a little too small because there's not a lot of downtime for you to just like rest for a bit. It's usually get into a conflict, you can have time to heal up, but then right away there's another one.
well, that's not an issue with map size. That's an issue with the amount of players.
Yeah, true.
Fortnite has 100 players on the map, right? Apex only has 60.
Yeah. I think PUBG has 100, but I think the map is a little too big for 100.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah,
it's
PUBG
way too
is,
big. Granted, their style of play is super slow. Tactical
Yeah.
game.
yeah,
So for that,
PUBG,
it works.
it's based off of not DayZ, Arma,
Yeah.
and I
Yeah.
guess DayZ. But
In that
it's-
sense, it completes its goal. But
Yeah,
it's just,
if there's one
it just
thing
feels-
I can like praise PUBG for, is due to the way that it plays and how slow and methodical everything is, it adds a layer of tension to the game that I wouldn't normally have with something like Fortnite. Because it's like
yeah,
there's so much open space that it makes you feel really unsafe no matter where you are. Because
plus you don't have a lot of health. Whereas in Fortnite, you get
Yeah.
shot once, you're like, all right,
So I think that's an area where PUBG is like actually really well done, in my opinion.
yeah. My biggest issue with PUBG is just its optimization. Its controls are shit. It feels bad to play.
Well, I mean, you only played it on Xbox though.
I played it on PC.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
It's still shit. Like, it still feels clunky as hell. Especially when I've been playing Apex, and it's like, you just like,
Yeah,
it's
Apex
so
is
fluid.
really smooth.
Granted, it's literally Titanfall 2's,
Yeah.
which had one of the best, like, movement systems, I think, in any game.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if Apex had wall running like Titanfall? That would change the game. That could be a legend, actually. They could make that a character, which is wall running.
Yeah, they could. Or just summon a Titan. Just become a pilot. But
That'd be so broken.
Apex added some a new item to the game.
Oh yeah, the Evo Shield.
The
Fuck.
Evo Shield.
Okay, listen. So it's worse than a common shield unless you deal like 700 damage. So basically, you get a shield with 25 HP. Deal 100 damage, it becomes a blue shield with 50 HP. Deal another 300, and it becomes a purple shield. And I think another 300 after that, it becomes a red shield with 125.
I've tested it out, like in the firing range, and I've concluded that if they have a purple shield, you need to get 5 kills for it to be red, which is stupid.
Well, not just that, but down damage counts. So technically, that's 3 people.
Okay. Either way, though, like, come on.
Yeah, it's like, here's the thing: if you get it early game, like let's say you drop like Fragment or Skydog and you just murder people, it is great.
See, it also doesn't have
Any
the
other
added
scenario,
ability.
it is hot garbage.
It doesn't have the decreased recharge time ability that the legendary shield does either.
No,
And it really
that's why
sucks
it's
that
worse.
yeah, because it really sucks because if you max out the Evo shield and you find a legendary one, you
You
can't
just
put
take
it
the
on.
legendary shield.
No, you can't put it on.
Yeah, you can.
No, you can't.
Yes, you can.
It
You have to
considers
hold
it
it down
worse.
though. Yeah, you have to hold it down.
Do
You
you
still
have
pick
to
up
do
things
that?
that are worse. You can. The
Okay.
game just doesn't let you auto-click it, because it's like, sure, but...
Are you sure, buddy?
Yeah, you have to hold it down.
Yeah, but like, still.
Yeah.
Like, it's not a great addition.
I think it is and it isn't. If you get it, like,
If you're good at
It's-
killing people,
it's great.
yeah. And if you like
Granted,
just
if you're
can't
killing
find a
people-
purple shield or a yellow shield,
Yeah.
it's probably worth it.
I think it's worth it. It's just in certain scenarios you have to have a certain playstyle for it to work.
Yeah, 100%. So like,
The playstyle
I'd
is-
imagine for certain people it actually would be more useful than a legendary.
Oh, well, a legendary. Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Anytime you get a gold shield, you're taking the gold shield over the Evo shield.
Yeah.
But another time, that player's taking the Evo shield,
Uh-huh.
right? Because the extra shields. Why wouldn't you take it over a purple shield? Plus, it's great when you kill someone with it and you just take it from them. That's the best feeling. They do all the hard work and you just leech off them.
It's like they already have that on red. You killed them when their shield was completely down, and just
Yeah, pretty much. It's literally just fine.
yeah, it's interesting to say the least.
Yeah. Well, speaking of interesting to say the least, Trials of Osiris is coming back.
Oh boy, Destiny.
Yeah,
Ah.
yeah, guys, don't clap at once, guys. Please.
yeah.
I'm looking forward to Trials of Osiris being able to play Destiny
I'm just
again.
worried. I already got it.
I agree.
Sorry. I already got it.
I'm already worried too, but like, I feel like there's not really many ways for them to mess this up. I mean, they already did like the whole
there's every way for them to mess this up.
Artifact is already going to be enabled for the first weekend, so we're going to see how Artifact actually affects Trials, but it's only going to be the first weekend, so it's not going to be a big like
No,
huge
it's only going to affect
difference.
a small percentage of players.
Yeah, like it's not like you're going to be running into every match some fucking sweaty guy with 10,000 power level shitting all over you because he has the power level advantage.
I'm going to be that guy. I'm saving up bounties.
Once, when is it supposed to release?
3
Friday.
days after launch, yeah.
So next Friday?
March 13th. March 13th.
Ah, I see. Well, you're gonna have to tell me about how it plays.
Yeah. The big issue is just the meta. Like, fucking Destiny 2's meta right now is...
Destiny 2 PvP is just garbage.
What was the Trials meta back when it was in D1?
Which part of D1?
What was the most highly populated? What was the most cancerous meta of D1 when it comes to Trials?
Probably, like, Icebreaker Sidearm or some shit. Or whatever, like... Year 3, probably. Because in Year 3, they removed special ammo from Crucible. Not removed it, but you had to pick it up.
Mhm.
So people would either use sidearms that just got special ammo when they spawn, or Icebreaker. And that was cancer.
I see.
Yeah, because Icebreaker just kind of gives you special ammo, right?
Yeah.
It just
It
generates.
regenerates over time.
And you don't
It's a
have
gun
to
that
reload
doesn't pick up ammo. It just makes its own.
So,
which is cringe.
if you consider that to be the most cancerous meta of Trials in D1, what would you say, comparing that to the state of D2, which would you say would be more cancer?
Destiny 2.
Oh boy.
Mainly because the meta hasn't changed for a year. We've been
Yeah.
using the same... The Crucible's been the same guns, the same Mind Benders, the same Recluse, the same Spare Rations, the same Beloved, for who knows how long. That's the issue.
I see.
Yeah, the issue is that they haven't been giving PvP any love. People have been saying
renewed
for
focus,
a long
renewed focus.
time. People have been saying for such a long time that, if they're gonna add Trials back, they have to, do more balancing to PvP. I think what they should have done a long time ago is have separate balancing for PvE and PvP, so that it works one way in PvE, but then you go into Crucible, it works another way.
And here's the thing, they're doing this huge amount of buffs. We don't know if these... Well, I guess changes, buffs and nerfs. We don't know if they're good. We thought Lord Wolves was fine. We saw that turn out. The issue is Bungie, like, for example, a game like Rainbow Six, right? They're balancing... I use this analogy, right? They balance the game by... They have a bouncy ball, right? And they threw it a couple times, and now it's slowly bouncing up and down, right? At a constant rate, right?
Mm.
Bungie is picking up the ball, throwing it, picking it up again, throwing it, picking it up again, and
Putting it
throwing
inside a bazooka, launching it at the wall.
Yeah. Like they just go all out with their buffs and nerfs, and we don't know if they're going to play well. And
Yeah,
I doubt Bungie does either.
Oh yeah.
I think that's a bit that's an issue with stuff like looter shooters. I feel, especially ones with like Destiny that has a heavy emphasis on PvP battles, is for looter shooters. There's always going to be something that is superior to something else.
Yeah.
But especially with Destiny 2, it's like whenever Bungie starts creating something that they want to be superior to most things, they make it so superior that it makes everything beneath it like completely worthless.
Like, I think in looter shooter, there should be stuff that are better than others.
It should
Like,
at least,
there should be-
it should
Like,
be
if I
like
do
that,
a
but
raid,
it should be
I
balanced.
should be able to get the best guns in the game from doing it.
But it shouldn't be such a huge gap that people who don't have access to that are completely powerless against you.
And the main issue is that the best weapons in the game, some of them aren't even from endgame activities.
Yeah.
That's the other issue.
Pinnacle
Like,
weapon.
Spare Rations is one of the best hand cannons in the game. You can go get it by picking up a clan engram tower. Go for it. Boom, you get the best gun. Not just that, but it's so easy to get god rolls now, because, like, literally, don't know how you get god rolls this season, Armando?
Huh.
You sit in front of a vendor and you click left mouse.
Yeah, I saw that in Dado's video. How you just have to fucking stand at the tower obelisk and press buttons.
Yeah.
That is just...
Basically, you pick up 4 bounties, weapon bounties that usually have objectives behind them, and then you turn in 400 fractally, and boom, you got 4 guns. Cool.
Yeah, and then you turn them in, you dismantle every single one of them, and you do it again.
Until you get a god roll. And I did that. I did that.
That is just insane to me that Bungie thought, this is fine. Let's put this in our game that's about grinding to get good stuff.
I can understand they had to have a reason, so for those who don't know, Empyrean Foundation, essentially we all had to contribute a shitload of fractaline to unlock trials, which would have unlocked any. But anyway, the whole thing was you donated fractaline to this common cause to unlock trials, but you didn't get anything out of it. So the way they did it was you would pick up these time-lost web bounties that had been in the season this whole time that would have these fairly lengthy objectives, not like, like some busy work or whatever. But now it was like you turn in 400 fractaline and they just complete. Like, just, that's it, you're done.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, like, that is kind of bullshit. Granted, but what else would they do to incentivize people to do Empyrean Foundation? Like, I didn't even donate. I should say, I got to my 5,000 and it was better, it was more rewarding for me to go turn into obelisks.
They could just say, hey, just something if you unlock Empyrean Foundation. Okay, because you saw what happened 4 hours of time. They just kind of opened it and said, hey, there's a thing. And they were like, all right, let's go do the thing. And then
look how many people participated. Not a lot of people.
I don't know, man. They have a whole
Streamers.
Discord of people. Like, all these streamers, all their fans. Like,
small percentage of the population, though. If you just tell us there's something at the end of this 9 billion fractaline investment, we're not doing it. Like, for example, if you told me that there was something at the end, I'd be like, great. What a quarter's time I have at the end? Oh, Bastion of Useless Exotic? I think I'll hold off on donating.
Yeah, I didn't even play during Empyrean Foundation, so I wouldn't even know what that was like.
It's pretty boring. So just sat in front of a thing. Also, here's another thing. So turning into fractally, right? You know how? So essentially, for every 200 you turn into an obelisk, you got 100 back every week, right?
I see.
People were roughly getting about 10,000 a week. You know how long it took him to turn in 100 fractaline?
Huh.
Too long?
4 seconds.
Way too long.
It took, it took me maybe 30 minutes to turn in a bunch of my fractaline, my 5,000 or whatever, right? And I guess not 30 minutes, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Whereas I can just go to an obelisk and click once and boom, that's 100 donated. Like, what? You didn't even change it? When people are, like, there's people, I think, like, Shakes in our clan was getting, like, millions of fractaline, like, a week or whatever, right? And what you gonna do? Like, sit there for 8 hours a day and turn them in? No. Like,
it was stupid, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
it was really stupid. Bungie's dropping the ball a bunch here. And, like, I don't want to be the guy that's like, Destiny bad, herpader. But, like, it's just you're dropping the ball.
But, like, Destiny bad, herpader.
Yeah.
So, the state of the game is not good.
No. It's really good for casuals right now. If you're a casual player that's not in the hardcore grind, you hop on, you got tons of activities.
Which
I wouldn't say that. I logged on the other day, and I just looked at everything to do, and I was like, man, fuck this. I'm not playing.
Well, like, if you're talking about, like, a player jumping in who hasn't played Shadowkeep, really, or, like, stuff like that, like, you have so much to do. The seasonal content is fun for a player to jump in and get a couple new guns, right? Hop out. The issue is hardcore players don't have anything to grind for. We don't have any reason to grind for anything.
Which is
People
funny
are mainly
because
playing because of fear of missing out.
well, it wasn't like Bungie's goal after the split with Activision to appeal more towards the hardcore players.
It was to make it a more MMO-looking game.
Yeah.
They have not really
They finally used the term MMO. My problem is that
I've seen people call it MMO. If this is an MMO, Call of Duty is an MMO.
yeah,
Most people you can have this game is 16. Call of Duty has like 32v32.
But they did make a point saying that they wanted to appeal more towards the hardcore fans, right?
I don't remember. I couldn't say.
Because like during the announcement of like Shadowkeep and everything, they were like, we're gonna sort of turn away from just the casual side and appeal more towards the hardcore fan base. Which, if that's the case, man, did they screw up.
Yeah.
Because you're a hardcore player. I don't think that's any. There's no debating that. You're really into the.
Though I haven't played in a month, really.
Well, like
I guess
you were before they killed it, but
yeah,
you were a hardcore player.
Yeah.
Would you say that Shadowkeep appealed towards your
No.
taste of the game?
No.
And the seasonals probably didn't any.
No,
like,
the
at all.
seasonals were shit.
Yeah.
Like, to perspective, Shadowkeep had some cool endgame stuff, like Solo Flawless Pit of Heresy was really fun. Getting the raid titles, like the titles are still an endgame chase, at least in Shadowkeep. The titles now are just busy work that anyone can do.
Yeah.
Pretty easily too. Right? The seasonal titles like Undying and Savior don't mean anything. I see someone running that, I'm like, cool, you played the game. Congratulations.
I'm pretty sure you pointed this out a while back, but it seems like Destiny is under like a curse of a specific formula where they release an unfinished base game, then the first two DLCs are pretty garbage, and then they have a third one that's grand and pretty well loved by the majority of players. And then, right away, they lose a bunch of their player base through the fourth big, expansion.
There was never a fourth big expansion for Destiny 1.
Well, I mean, the fourth expansion.
There
Because,
wasn't.
Rise of Iron.
That was the third.
Was it the third?
Or that was the second expansion.
No.
Dark Below, House of Wolves.
We don't talk about those. Those don't
okay.
count. No one cared about. Everyone hated those.
House of Wolves wasn't that bad.
House of Wolves wasn't that bad. That was because of Trials. Dark Blow was shit.
But
The way the system goes is year 1 is an unfinished product. Year 2 revitalizes the game. Year 3 has a good base, but Rise of Iron had good content, but they didn't do anything past that. Shadowkeep had okay content, and they keep making mediocre content that now no one wants to play.
Hi. I don't want to play it.
Yeah, like Crusader, you love Destiny and Forsaken, right? Like you enjoyed Forsaken.
Oh,
Obviously,
you enjoyed Forsaken.
Forsaken was great.
Yeah. Shadowkeep, you just stopped playing.
Yeah, I tried to play Shadowkeep, I really did, but I think my problem is that it's turned into a game, I used to play Destiny all the time because there was stuff happening, like in year 1, you had the campaigns, like the Red War story, the Leviathan came out, Curse of Osiris, you had the Curse of Osiris campaign and the Eater of Worlds, Warmind, same story. There was something for me to do, but I'm not big on the whole, logging in to do busy work. That's what Shadowkeep turned the game into just logging on to do busy work. You log on, you complete bounties, you fucking do your nightfall, and then you log off. And especially if you hit max power, you're just doing bounties every day so you can max up your rank up your artifact. And I'm not big on just logging into the same game every day and doing the exact same thing for a few hours, then logging off. It'd be different, if there was new stuff. Like I haven't done the dungeon yet, I want to try that, but
Dungeon's really good.
Yeah, the dungeon's fun.
We might not see a new raid until fall. And the raid we have now is, I'm gonna be honest, I don't like Garden of Salvation.
I think it's fine.
I think the first 2 encounters are complete garbage. The third one is okay, and the boss fight is just absolutely horrible.
I actually enjoy it. I would enjoy the boss fight if I play with people who knew it. The issue is the tether system feels clunky at first, but after playing the raid a bunch, it doesn't feel as clunky.
It's
definitely
janky.
not nice. Yeah,
it's not it's not
nice
as well. It's not as good as it could have been.
Yeah. Here, I want to run down like the Season Dawn roadmap, just kind of highlight what kind of fucked us up here. Okay?
Mhm.
So, first week, Sundial drops. And 2 of the obelisks. Sundial is basically a carbon copy of Menagerie. With less encounters, less weapons, and the God rolls and weapons are garbage.
Bad.
Yeah, and the God rolls are bad. Rusted Land drops in PvP, okay, whatever. And there's a new artifact. It's pretty bare bones, but fine, right? The next week, the other obelisks open up. By the way, the obelisks are like a... It's like a resource dump. You get stuff out of it. That's the best I can explain it. A new boss drops in Sundial, and then you do a small quest go save 14 after a bunch of busy work. Pretty boring, but whatever. Next week is the Dawning. That's it. That's it, just the Dawning. I like baking cookies, but...
Microtransaction event.
Yeah, I actually like the baking cookies, but I know that a lot of people didn't like it. Next week is Iron Banner, where we're supposed to get a new weapon. The weapon was bugged and it didn't come out, so we got nothing new in Iron Banner this season. And we got an armor set that came out in year 1. That also came out in year 2. We got the same armor set for the 3rd time.
Yeah,
it's
like
cool.
insane.
We also got another Sundial boss, but that's whatever.
I didn't want to buy the seasons in the first place because I didn't like the idea of having to pay money for stuff that would eventually go away.
Yeah,
but
that's the biggest issue.
From what you and the other people in our IRL group were talking about, sorry, we don't exist outside the podcast. But whenever you were talking about the stuff that happens in the season and everything, and all these additions that were completely just unappealing in any way whatsoever, it just reinforced to me that, yeah, I'm glad I didn't waste my money on this.
No, yeah. You would not have played it or gotten your money's worth.
No,
Now,
not at all.
The next week is Legend Sundial. And Legend Sundial is a joke. Like, we ran through it and memed the whole time and just it was done. Exotic Quest Devil's Ruin, that was also a joke of a quest. You got it in like a matter of 10 minutes.
Yeah, wasn't that the thing where you had to just go on a
Sundial,
Easter egg hunt?
13 things.
You had to go on an Easter egg hunt in a lost sector or something?
No,
the dialogue was cool.
It was cool, but that was it.
It was fan service, is what it was.
Yeah, the next thing on the list was Bastion on the 28th of January. But a week before that, Corridors of Time drops. And we get this big puzzle that the community solved, and we're like, oh man, because we're basically heading towards our own grave. We're trying to find the path to our grave, right? In the Corridors of Time. We get there, and after 5 days of solving, and the big issue of the puzzle was that someone like me couldn't contribute besides sending a photo to Glad. I couldn't do shit in the event. There was no community involvement besides sending pictures to someone. That was it.
One guy, or the Discord, would try to piece it together while you could just kind of watch them on Twitch.
Yeah, basically a group of 20 people pieced it together while everyone else just sent photos. Wasn't that interesting?
Yeah.
The first step of it was cool, because the first step of it was every hour the obelisk would place a route, and then you'd find the route, and at the end of the route a symbol would pop up, and when you piece all those symbols together for the first, 19 hours, you created a path to the emblem. That was cool. That allowed players to engage. Anyone could do it.
Yeah.
Right?
Uh-huh.
The issue is the second part was when, at the end of that puzzle, everyone got their own symbol. And we all had to piece together a map, essentially. Mm-hmm. Anyway. So we get to the end and we get a quest that's a couple hours of busy work. And at the end is Bastion. A gun that's supposed to come out in 5 days.
Yeah, it was planned to come out, but didn't Bungie say at some point, like, hey, don't complete it so fast, please? And then they did it.
Oh, they said it was a marathon, not a sprint.
Yeah, so basically
true.
It was saying, fucking calm down, you're going way too fast, holy shit, and then we completed it. It turns out there was nothing planned, so they were like, well, let's just throw in this exotic quest that people can get in 5 days.
No, I think Bastion was automatically planned, they just didn't think we'd solve it that fast.
Nah, it doesn't.
They underestimated their community, which is always a bad idea.
Yeah.
If anything, you should always overestimate them.
Now again, Bastion was a bad gun, but the way you fix it is just not putting Bastion on the roadmap.
Mm-hmm.
Just don't. Just put maybe and then maybe just put at the end where it says require season pass or whatever. Just put hidden exotic quests also included. Whatever. Anyway, then Empyrean Foundation comes out. Whatever. That's basically it.
Yeah.
There was
It's
stuff
really
to do, but none of it mattered.
it's really the Destiny state is really screwed right now.
It is and isn't. Like, we're getting content.
It's just not good.
Plus,
It's not fun.
you're not letting people take a break.
Yeah.
Like, for example, I want to take a break, and this month I've had has been pretty nice. But with next season, I don't want to play next season.
Do you think
I don't.
Do you think that there's salvation around the corner?
No.
Just
I don't
flat
think
out.
we're getting that till Destiny 3.
So you
Destiny
think
2 is
Destiny
a dead
2
horse.
has okay?
Destiny 2's
It's a
coding
horse
is so
that's broke
fucked
its
that it takes
leg and it's just
so
waiting
long
for
to get
someone to
shit
walk up and shoot it.
Basically, Destiny 2's coding is a spider web. You change one thing, another web breaks, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're basically just biding time until Destiny 3. I think. There's
When's
no
that
way they
slated
think
to
that
come
this
out,
is
do you
lasting
think?
them for so long, right?
When's it slated to come out? Do you think?
We don't know. I want them to take their time on it.
Okay. So you don't want it
They're
to be
gonna
like
have to do it
every
soon.
year after. You don't want it to be like the year after the final DLC for Destiny 2. You want them to actually
Theoretically,
take their
that's
time
this
with
year.
it.
Theoretically, if they followed Destiny 1, Destiny 3 is this year. Which I do not think has happened, first of all.
Well,
It's
because
not
they
happening.
would have at least like acknowledged it, at least.
Destiny 2 only came out after Rise of Iron because Activision was like, "Hey, new game, please, $60
Well, they'd
price
also
tag,
been
please."
working on it since Destiny 1.
Yeah, but it was pushed out undercooked by Activision.
Probably, yeah. Anyway, it's just like Destiny 2, it feels like a skeleton crew. And that's fine, but you need to... First of all, why is content going away? Why are you forcing me to play the game?
Well,
get-
content going away because of file size. The
I
game is
mean,
getting a
but-
bit big.
especially for the consoles.
The
Oh,
game
yeah.
the game file isn't changing much. These expansions are like 4 or 5 gigabytes.
Yeah.
Each.
Yeah.
And look at how many expansions. Like, imagine if Season of Undying had to have stayed in. That's like, it's a lot, basically. It's a lot of storage space.
I know, but...
Yeah.
It's just... You gotta do something. Right? Like, there's no reason to take it away when the content... I guess it's bare bones, but it's fear of missing out. The game is latching on to that. That's the biggest issue.
I think Bungie did say something. I remember I was watching, I think, Dado's video, and he said that Bungie mentioned that they don't like this model of content going away either, and they're trying to figure out another way to do it.
They don't
But
like it, then why did they start it?
Because I think the problem is that, the file size is getting too big, and they don't want to move on to another game yet, because, again, that's another full price tag. And, but I think the problem is that I don't think they're intentionally leeching on people's fear of missing out. It's just that they thought that the easiest way to do it, to get player engagement, was to say, like, hey, this is limited time stuff. You're not going to be able to play this.
That's essentially what fear of missing out is. That's exactly what that is.
Yeah. I don't know how I'm trying to say this, but it's basically they realize that this is not a very sustainable model because, if people are constantly freaking out, thinking, oh my god, if I don't play every week for the rest of my life, I'm going to miss out on that one time the thing happened in game or...
Yep, that's me right now.
And if they keep it up, people are eventually going to be like, man, fuck this. I'm going to play something else. And
I'm almost at the breaking point where I just say fuck it.
Yeah,
I'm almost there.
I had that a while
close.
ago.
So,
but yeah, the issue is that the fear of missing out thing is breaking people, and I think Bungie realizes that, so they're going to switch to a new model. Hopefully for Season of Worthy, because they did say that Trials of Osiris is going to stay.
Yeah, but if they said Trials is going to stay and not the new mode, I feel like everything else is...
Well, the new mode is kind of bullshit. It's a public event on a lost sector, which is just
bare bones shit.
Nothing much at all.
Skeleton Crew!
So, would you say that Destiny 2 is in its final stretch?
It has to be.
Alright.
Unless they pull out some fucking miracle in September.
Then it's ending?
Yeah, but here's another thing. Destiny now has to compete with Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
Cyberpunk is now in September. Destiny's fucked. It's
I
not
wouldn't
getting
say
any
Destiny's
new players.
fucked.
I mean, like, here's the thing. It's not going to get any new players when the new expansion comes out. What are you going to buy? If you're a new player, what are you going to buy, Crusader? Are you going to buy a new expansion to Destiny, a game that you've heard is not great, right? Or are you going to buy fucking the game that's been hyped up forever by CD Projekt Red?
I mean, no, yeah, I can definitely agree. I would rather buy Cyberpunk.
You're not getting
but I
any new
mean,
players in. That's what I'm getting at. Is no new players coming. You're only losing players.
Destiny will be fine. I think Destiny is like a cockroach.
yeah,
You
I'm
can
not- I don't
step
think it's
on it
gonna
as much
die.
as you want.
I don't think
It's not
gonna
going
die,
anywhere.
But it's not. It's not going. Destiny 2 is not going up for me.
So
That's what I'm getting at.
it's the final. It's final. You've heard it here, folks. This is the final run for Destiny 2.
I think it's only got a year. I think a year or two left is all you can pull out of this.
Yeah.
Eventually, you're gonna burn people out. I think you already have.
They've already burned a lot of
Plus,
people
let's
out.
be real,
Hello.
all this stuff is gonna get wiped in Destiny 3. Why are we still playing? Like,
I think that's a very problematic view of it. It's like, people are complaining like, oh my god, like with the legendary weapon retirement, people are like, oh my god, if I get this weapon, it's gonna be retired, and why the fuck should I bother getting the weapon? Like,
well, my big
It's-
reason for stuff going with Destiny 3 is like titles and shaders and that kind of stuff.
but it's not like, it's not like you're gonna be playing Destiny for the rest of your life. Everything has to end at some point. You're not gonna hold on to those titles until you're fucking 80 years old on your deathbed with wearing the pin on your chest.
No.
And if you are, then fucking weirdo. But anyways, it's an issue that nothing is going to last forever. Eventually, it's inevitable that Destiny 2 is either going to stop getting updated or move on to a different game, like a sequel. So I think people complaining like, "Oh my god, my titles, my shaders, my collections, my triumphs."
my issue's not that. My issue is that we're gonna have to re-earn them in Destiny 3.
I'd say if
You know-
they're gonna do all that, they're gonna add new ones. Like they're not gonna bring back
No,
old
but
titles.
damn well in Destiny 3 we're getting Last Word again.
Oh yeah, that's
Like,
also
shit
another
like that.
issue.
Like, come
is
on.
that exotics coming back, I think, is a fucking. It sucks.
If you wipe the slate completely clean, like nothing from the other games shows up in Destiny 2 besides shaders because you're running out of shader idea.
Yeah, you can
Fine.
only do so many color swatches.
Exactly. How many Vanguard shaders? How many times I have to grind out a Vanguard shader every season? Anyway, point
The
is,
new Vanguard shaders?
yeah, there's every season they have to do for the title.
Oh.
Anyway.
Okay.
Like, if you do that, fine. The issue was that Destiny 2 came out and the slate was wiped sick. And then the reveal trailer, like 3 seconds after they showed mine, and I was like, God.
They need
Yeah,
to stop.
that
With
was,
they need to stop with the nostalgia.
Yeah,
they need to
they've
just
done
go.
too.
Well,
they need to go on.
It's a good way of getting people to play because like people like imagine if they had a season trailer, and it was like, oh my god, guys, Seaver's coming back, Wrath of the Machine, you can play it again. Everybody would go apeshit because everybody loves Wrath of the Machine. They want to play it on Destiny 2 on PC. And like nostalgia is one of the easiest ways to get people, because especially like now, like we were talking about Halo earlier, they're bringing in interest in Halo Infinite because they're like, hey, look at this, guys, Halo Reach, Halo Combat Evolved, Halo 2. You can play it on my PC now, right before Halo Infinite comes out.
Yeah.
It's nostalgia is one of the easiest ways to get people to buy something because it's like, hey,
But it's
I
also
used
the
to
thing that
like
burns people the most. Is because they then say, oh, this does.
Yeah, it's never. But that's the thing about nostalgia. You have to temper your expectations because it's never going to be as good as it was before.
Nostalgia's
Yeah.
Nostalgia's a powerful pull, but it can also be a powerful push.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because if you fuck it up,
you're fucked pretty much. Yeah.
Speaking
But,
of nostalgia,
I was just about to say that.
Final Fantasy Remake demo came out.
We've talked about Destiny for way too long.
Because we all Destiny nerds.
It's true.
Mhm.
Destiny bad, Final Fantasy 7 good. Alright, Armando, what's this demo?
All right, so the Final Fantasy demo that came out, I think it was a couple days ago, maybe a week. It's
Monday?
Yeah, Monday. Monday sounds right. But it takes you through the opening portion of the original game, which is the assault on the original Mako reactor. Which, first things first, right off the bat, the difference in time of completion is pretty significant. It takes about twice the time, maybe 4 times, depending on how quick you are at doing it in the original game, to actually go through this section in the remake. Which,
Well, it better be. They're making
Yeah.
a full game of the first third of the game.
from
It better be.
from the way that they've stretched this out, first of all, it's not even like a stretch out of just it's the same content, but just way more open space and fights and stuff. They've added environmental hazards you have to get past, and it's not just an empty. It's not just empty filler. They filled it with entertainment, which is great because they have to lengthen out Midgar.
Yeah.
Because I think when I played through it most recently, Midgar took me about 8 to 10 hours.
They got up to like the 60 hours as well.
Yeah.
That's scary.
I think it's possible, very, very possible, especially with how they seem to be stretching out certain sections of the game. Which, if they actually stretch out the entirety of this first release, the way that they did this first section, I think we have a pretty solid beginning to the 7 remake.
Yeah.
Second,
Do you know anything about Final Fantasy VII?
I don't know anything about Final Fantasy other than my dad played it when he was my age.
Cool.
I've never been into Final Fantasy. I feel like, like I've seen it around and I know it. But
I feel like you're living under a rock if you don't.
I'm living under a rock.
Yeah.
I've never been into it. I've never took interest in it.
Not even get into it. Just if you don't know, if you've never heard of Final Fantasy, there's
Oh no, I know what Final Fantasy is, and
Yeah.
I'm not that under a rock that I've never heard of it before. I know all about it. I know how popular it is and all that. I've just never been into it.
it's no stretch just saying that the Final Fantasy series is one of the most iconic.
Yeah, I can agree with you there. I see it referenced all the time.
It's quite strange though, because everyone knows about it, but not a lot of people could actually list off characters or events that happen. It's just entirely reputation.
I think it's just due to the fact that it's an RPG or a JRPG or however you want to say it, and typically games like that are like RPGs are reputationally known for being super grind fests, take you hours and hours to get through them. People nowadays, they like games you can just jump in, play it, like fucking Doom Eternal. Cyberpunk's coming out soon. Just jump in and just play the game. Have fun.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody likes running back and forth in a room grinding guys for hours so you can fight a boss. I'm not saying that Final Fantasy is like that because I have no idea what it's like, but just typically that's what RPGs are like.
Yeah.
So when they hear Final Fantasy's RPG, they're like, "Oh my god, dude, I don't want to fucking do that same thing. Grind for hours and hours and hours just to fight a boss." It's typically and I'm not trying to shit on RPGs, but it's typically people will look at an RPG and think it's not fun because of how long it takes to get to these moments, to get to big story moments in the game or to beat a boss. It takes so long to grind up to that level, and people don't want to put in that time. People don't want to put in that effort.
I think that's my biggest issue with this Final Fantasy VII remake. They're doing the first third of the game, maybe. Right? Not even. In this one game. They're not even doing the full remake yet.
Mm-hmm.
For all we know, do we know how many games are coming after this? Is it 2?
I believe so.
Yeah,
I think they're trying to do the same thing as what the original did, which had 3 discs to it.
Yeah, but they're also releasing it over the course of 2 years between. Crusader. Imagine if you played, we'll say, Halo. Okay? And you played Halo 1, right? And you discovered the Halo ring. Or, you got to the map ring.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got there, the controller, right? Boom! You have to wait 2 years before you can take it.
Yeah, that'd be a bit not fun.
And then, 2 years later, you pick up the part 2, and you get to the point where the floods show up, maybe. And then you wait another 2 years.
You play one mission and you get to... Yeah, that'd be...
Not one
really
mission, but you get what I'm saying.
Really frustrating.
You divide the game, right?
I agree with you, yeah.
That's just... You're not getting in any new player. I should say, people will play the new one. The first one. But... I don't understand.
See,
it's not engaging to have to wait so long for... it's different, because you mentioned Halo, and Halo does have cliffhangers like that where you gotta wait a certain amount of time. Every game has, sequels, you gotta wait so long to be able to play it.
Yeah, but this is the main game. It's if you split up the first game into 3 parts.
Yeah, I can agree with why that'd be frustrating.
But,
I can definitely agree with that, yeah.
Yeah, but, with like you were saying about some people get turned off by the RPG aspect of it, I think the way that they're changing the combat system is a really great idea, because they're making it more like the hack and slash sort of you're doing all this insane stuff. It makes it really fun. It makes you feel better at the game than you actually are.
It looks like a beat 'em up kind of game. Yeah.
I feel like that combat system will draw more attention to it than just a normal RPG system. But they also have the function of allowing you to go back to the original combat system, which I feel will appeal more towards the original fans, even more than it normally would.
Yeah, I can definitely see that, because another thing too, RPGs, the turn-based combat, as seen as a lot of them, is fucking boring. You know, you play, like, I see this a lot, like, especially in Final Fantasy VII.
50,000.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I don't personally don't like turn-based combat. I know a lot of people don't like it. It's not engaging because you're just pressing a button and something happens. There's some games that can do it really well. Like, one I can think of off the top of my head is Undertale does it really well. Persona, I've heard, does it really good too. I still need to pick that up. But, well, I need to get a PlayStation first. But anyways, like, you know, I've seen footage of, like, the original Final Fantasy VII, and they have all these, like, big, long cinematics that play during turns attack.
Hopefully they cut those down a bit.
Yeah, and, you know, nobody wants to, you know, press a button and watch the cinematic happen for so long. So that's another thing, too, like, games. Like, one I can think of off the top of my head is Dragon Ball FighterZ. As a fighting game, people don't enjoy it because the cinematics and the supers are so long that, you know, it takes long to get back into the game. I feel like that's a problem with turn-based RPGs as well, is that it's not engaging. You're not having fun by doing turn-based combat. And maybe I'm the only person who has this thought about it, but I find that...
But to say that everyone...
I see it's a pretty common opinion that the turn-based combat kind of sucks. But some games do it really well, like you said, Persona, and Undertale does it really well as well.
Yeah, I personally love turn-based combat simply because, like, especially ones that have so much strategy. Because, like, with Persona, right, the way its combat system works is like, you have all these abilities or elemental abilities, whatever, sometimes guns or whatever, and if you hit someone's weak spot, first of all, you got to find an opponent's weak spot, right? You hit their weak spot, you get to go again, and you can give your turn to another one of the people in your party, right? So you can synergize and wipe out an entire team. And when you when you super effective everyone in their team, you can do like an all-out attack where you get the super stylistic animation that's quick, concise, and great.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the longest you have to wait for something to happen in Persona is the all-out attack, which is like 10 seconds, not even.
Yeah. Well,
yeah, that's done well.
Yeah.
From the demo of 7, people seem to really like the combat style. The game is gorgeous to look at.
Oh,
yeah, I'm surprised it looked that good.
Yeah,
because I thought they were making it look good for E3, but no, like that's
it's actually amazing looking. It's stunning. But yeah, the combat a lot of people seem to enjoy. It's fun. A lot of people seem to really enjoy the demo. I think the actual remake has a lot of potential to actually meet expectations. And yeah, I'm excited to see what happens next.
Oh yeah, I also think that the game itself, I think this first one will be well received. Mm-hmm. Again, I'm just interested to see how the second and third get received.
Right.
It'll definitely be well received because, again, like, you know, despite issues with RPGs, Final Fantasy is still very dear to a lot of people.
Well, but in the sense of, like, the second game is going to be the middle of a game. Like, there's no beginning or end.
Yeah,
it's a middle chunk.
Yeah,
it's a weird process.
And what if a scenario happens where the first game is great and the second game is awful and the third game is good, right? Mm-hmm. Or what if the third game is then bad, right? What if the second one's plagued with stupid amounts of bugs, right? Like, there's so many things that can go wrong.
I think it has the potential, though. I have hopes.
If all of them are great,
yeah,
that's 3 awesome games, mm-hmm. and they're all back to back to back. You could like sit down and play all of them, right? Mm-hmm. But if you mess one up, that's gonna leave a sour taste in people's mouths. It's like, that portion.
Especially if you fuck up the first or the second one, then people are gonna be feeling weird about the next one, you know?
Yeah.
But if it's just the third one they fuck up, it won't be that big of a deal. But because they've already got their paycheck. But
yeah.
I'm keen to see how it ends up being, though. You know, because again, like I said, a lot of people hold Final Fantasy really dear to their heart, especially 7.
Especially this guy here.
Final Fantasy 7 has been, you know, people have been fucking talking about that even like to this day, even before the announcement came out that it was getting remade. You know, people have been talking about it. People have been playing it. Sorry, yeah. And it's been popular for such a long time that I feel like even if they did make like it's not as good as people expect it to be, it's still something. You know, they made the game look beautiful. they improved on the in-game mechanics. Like you said, the combat was improved and all that, which I am excited to see. And I think generally, I think it's going to be pretty okay. I can't see how they could fuck it up too badly.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
But that's
Again,
just wishful
I think
thinking.
the second one has the biggest chance of messing it up because A, you set up expectations. B, bugs can really bog down game. Plus,
Yeah.
the story has to be pretty good in the middle because usually, historically, the middles are always the worst part in stories.
Oh, the story in the middle of 7's like pretty
Well,
great.
in this sense, though, this is a whole new game, right?
Yeah.
You start the game. There's no beginning. You're right into it, right?
I feel like
easy.
it'll be done. I have faith in Square Enix.
I do too, but again, if they succeed in the second one, I have faith the third one is 100% fun.
Yep.
This is the second one is the only one that I'm like, okay.
Well, let's just hope towards the remake's success. If it does well, it'll be probably one of the best, if not the best remake that has ever come out to this point.
What about the Combat Evolved PC port?
Oh, so yeah. But yeah,
Somehow worse than the original PC port.
I'm very excited.
Yeah,
And that's all I have to say about the Final Fantasy VII remake demo.
Well, then I
I'm
guess
curious
we'll
to see how it
probably-
ends up coming out.
Might have to be the end of the podcast.
Indeed.
Yeah, we've been here for like what, hour and a half?
I don't know.
Two months?
Everyone's got to get them out. We'll try and do this again next week.
Yeah. Apologies for
I
the
got no
6-month
promises.
wait.
We'll see you
No
again in
problem.
6 months. Yeah.
We'll see you in 6 months.
Keep it real.
Hey, where can they find you?
They can find me on fucking, what is it? Twitch.tv/Dredgen_Bones, I do believe it is. If not, I'll find a link. Hang on. I think that's it.
Yeah, it is. It is. Don't worry.
Okay. I'm just checking to make sure because I haven't used my Twitch in a long time, but I'm gonna start streaming again once
Trials
the
stream.
Trials of Osiris comes out. I am really, really excited. Okay, that's not it. Hang on. I'll find it.
Oh, Armando, where can they find you?
YouTube.com under the name Dark Shogun, as well as Twitter @Dark Shogun.
You can find me Twitch and Twitter @Worst Panther.
All right.
That's it.
Signing off then.
Crusader, anything else to add? You figured it out?
I cannot
It'll be in the
wait.
description. It'll be in
Yeah.
the description.
Halo 3, baby.
All right.
All right. We'll see you guys on the next one, if there is a next one.
In 6 months.
And see you.